What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Sporgo. Today we're back with some Sharon Rogers action, and this time we actually have Sharon Rogers at level 80. Now, there were quite a few things that I mentioned in the last video regarding Sharon Rogers as to whether or not you really would need this uniform. Now, this uniform is a better uniform. As I said in the last video, it's got way better survivability. It's got the 35% heal. It's got a decreased damage received by 40%. Them two things alone make it way, way better. But something else that I didn't mention in the last video is that her movement speed is actually much better in this uniform, on top of her second skill being able to move around. That actually aids in her survivability as well. It actually gets her out of danger. It's actually quite nice. The only thing that I don't really like about it is that, one, it isn't really, well, it's going to appear to be not as strong. Like damage wise, it's virtually the same, a little bit stronger than the this uniform here. It's a little bit stronger than this uniform, but not by much. However, in certain bosses, against certain world boss legends, you'll find that the new uniform is actually much, much better. It is way better because you can just, if you're playing with a mighty, guys, you can just build up the meter on this mighty so much faster, whether it's a destruction or an energy. And because you can build up that meter so fast, you can actually proc this beatdown over and over and over, right? Or proc the strike in the mighty destruction's case if you're playing with a damage proc. Now, with the rage, Sharon does seem to be more designed for rage because you really have to cancel her skills pretty goddamn fast, man. Her third skill, like, you need to cancel that thing fast or it will trigger the proc. And the fifth skill is, it's just a slight delay. You can pretty much just immediately hit it, cancel into another skill, and still get all the damage from the damn thing. It's really crazy, right? But I showed you guys the build in the last video. You guys can take a look at it right here, right? Nothing too special. I don't have her all jacked up or anything, right? And, fully awakened power bank off set, or I'm sorry, that was an overdrive set. And then she has the mighty CTB of energy, 200% damage proc, and then of course a mythic uniform. And you guys are going to notice something pretty wild. So this is against Mephisto stage 49, right? And I said in the last video that against I would say, I know this isn't a low level, but a lower levels of certain world bosses, that you really wouldn't need the new uniform, especially whenever you took Sharon Rogers to level 80, right? And that's what I'm showing right here, right? Is the fact that when she is level 80, even in her old uniform on the right side, she just isn't going to take near as much damage. Honestly, it was really easy for me to do that run at level 80 because, one, she's doing way more damage, right? So you're not out in the pocket, absorbing more chip damage from Mephisto, but also she just takes less damage because of the level 80. She's actually dodging more attacks. It's pretty nice, guys. Like, you really don't need the new uniform. However, you'll find that whenever you face other world bosses like Gore, Jean, and Ultron, the way that those bosses are designed, the mechanics of those bosses, you're going to find that the newest uniform for Sharon Rogers, it's honestly a lot better, guys. It's a lot better for those bosses because, one, you do have the extra survivability, but also she just does more damage, man. Because you're able to build up that mighty over and over and over really, really fast. And it just allows you to do more damage throughout the fight. I'm not really going to show you a comparison, guys. You just have to take my word for it in the next run that I'll show you. But yeah, right? So yeah, I feel like the uniform is probably going to be a really good buy for a lot of players out there because it'll probably end up lasting the test of time, right? You can see that in this comparison, guys, there really isn't much difference between the two uniforms, right? There isn't a tremendous amount of difference in the damage. It's in fact, on the right we're pulling ahead, but guys, when it comes to Sharon Rogers, you have to absorb damage to deal more damage. So we might have absorbed a little bit more damage on the right side versus the left side, right? In her old uniform versus the new uniform, and that's probably why she's doing better, in all honesty, right? But it's not by much. Like, they're virtually the same against certain world bosses like this. So if you're going against Null, depending on when you actually accumulate damage, is really going to depend on which one of these uniforms is actually going to be better against Null and Mephisto, at least in my humble opinion. But against Ultron, against Gore, against Jean, that's where I feel you're going to see more of a difference in having the newest uniform, guys. Like, I feel like, at least with a damage proc. Now, I don't know about a rage. Maybe with a rage, you're going to see more of a difference. I really don't know. I haven't tested that yet because I've always played Sharon with her proc. That's just kind of what I've always stuck to. But, look at that, guys, right? 229. on the left, and it was what, 235 on the right. So they're virtually the same as far as the amount of time that they both did this. Both these uniforms are mythic, they're built identical, right? So so it just goes to show you guys, like on the right side, guys, that took me one try. It was honestly super easy. When she was at level 70, this was pretty difficult because she would die so easy, as I showed you in the last video. But now at level 80, it's honestly pretty damn easy with her old uniform. Now, here's where we get into where the newest uniform actually takes the cake and actually just does way, way better. And that is actually going to be against Ultron, which I'm going to show you right now. So against stage 39 Ultron, you need energy projection, which Sharon Rogers actually has. And I'm using Odin's leadership because of the debuff that's actually godly here. And then I'm using Cyclops, right? And yeah, for a little extra energy attack, right? And Cyclops does have a CTB of Insight on him. Oh, my ear itches a little bit, right? And the thing about this uniform, guys, like I said, you can just build up that proc so fast, and you just have so much more survivability. Against Ultron stage 39, guys, he does a lot of damn damage to you. So I tried playing this with the old uniform for her over and over and over, and she had the damage, but it took me until the very last second to beat it. Right? I mean, I'm sorry I don't have any gameplay for you guys, but just take my word for it. It took me almost to the last second to beat it. It was just very difficult. Whereas in this damn thing, it just pulls ahead super, super fast because you can just build up that mighty energy proc over and over and over really quick. At least that's what it appears to be, right? I kind of screwed up there, but yeah, look at that. Right? Like, she is just like so much better. And honestly, having that extra movement speed is really, really nice. That is damn sick, right? It's sick. Also, the fact that she goes in an iframe against these kinds of bosses on her 4th skill in the very beginning of it aids in her survivability as well. She's still going to absorb a lot of damage from Ultron and from Gore and from Jean because of all the effects that are going on, guys. That she's still going to take a lot of damn damage. So against those 3 particular bosses, especially, I think that's where you're really going to see a bigger difference between having the newest uniform and the old uniform. Guys, again, when I played with the old uniform at level 80 against stage 39 Ultron, it took me until the last second. It was very, very hard. It wasn't consistent at all. Extremely difficult. And look at how fast she's flying through this. Right? She is she's murdering this damn thing, guys. She's absolutely destroying it, right? I don't like using Odin here to break that rage gauge, but it is what it is, right? Cyclops so much better because you got that nice range on his basic attack. But she is just like... And honestly, something else that's really nice about her, and I think it's overlooked quite a bit, is the fact that in the newest uniform, she does have that 60% increased damage proc on her 4th skill. That damn thing makes a difference. She doesn't absorb damage, guys. She will do more damage whenever you run through her skills in this uniform because she actually has a damage proc. Right? In the old uniform, she doesn't have it. It makes a little bit of a difference, right? So, like, if you're a player and you intend on pushing high levels, I mean, guys, one of my buddies did a level 80 Gore clear with level... I'm sorry, they did a stage 80 Gore clear with level 80 Sharon. I got tongue twisted there a little bit, but that is insane, guys. Level 80 Sharon in this uniform doing a stage 80 Gore. Okay, and with the old uniform, guys, that just ain't gonna happen. She'll die way too easy. She'll take way too much damage. And look at this, guys. 2 minutes to spare. 2 minutes. Like I said, in the old uniform, this would take me till the very last second to do. There is a huge difference between using the new uniform and the old uniform in these higher levels, or these higher level World Boss Legends, right? Again, against Ultron, Jean, and Gore, right? So, like, if you're a player that's, trying to push World Boss Legend and you're trying to go all out and you're trying to push all these different levels in World Boss Legend, then I think this is a must-buy, guys. It's honestly going to be a really good uniform. And even though I don't like the aesthetics of the uniform, other than her weapon, I do love the weapon. I think that damn thing is sick. I don't like the rest of it, man. I don't know, just wacky to me, but whatever. I prefer the gladiator looks. I can't help it. But I digress. This uniform is a huge upgrade, guys, especially against those higher level World Boss Legends. So if you do plan on pushing those high levels of World Boss Legend, I do think this is going to be a must buy for Sharon, because in that old uniform, guys, she's going to struggle big time to stay alive, and you'll still do more damage in the newest uniform against those bosses. So guys, let me know how you're doing in the game. Let me know if you did decide to buy this uniform. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. Due to close of time. The link is in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See you, everybody. Take care.